Good morning and welcome to Channel 7 News. Today we have Caitlin Castro with us to talk about some healthy nutrition tips. Good morning.
Morning.
What are we going to talk about today?
So today we're going to talk about how to stay properly fueled and hydrated during exercise.
Great, so you mean there's a difference between what I eat and when I exercise?
Yes, research has shown that eating the right foods at the right time can help increasing your strength and your lean muscle tissue, can help promote muscle recovery, and prevent muscle fatigue.
Great, so what are some of the topics we want to focus in on?
Okay, so there's 3 things you want to try to focus on. So before exercise, you want to make sure you're getting simple carbohydrates in to help with sustained energy. During exercise, you want to make sure you're staying hydrated with about 4 to 8 ounces of water every 15 minutes of exercise. After your workout, you want to make sure you're getting a good combination of protein and carbohydrates to really restore your muscle.
Great, so let's start with what we're going to do before we exercise.
Alright, so before you exercise, like I said, you want simple carbohydrates. This is because about 50 to 60% of the energy used during endurance activity is from carbohydrates. So getting a lot simple carbohydrates is especially important because this helps to keep your blood glucose levels steady and helps provide some sustained energy for you.
Great, so what are some examples of snacks?
Yeah, so some snacks with simple carbohydrates. You can have some dried fruit. You can have some oatmeal, or you can have a bagel with jam. That's also really great. My personal favorite is oatmeal. All you need is half a cup of oats, some skim milk, and some honey. It's a great snack. It's easily digestible. It's great in the morning.
Well, that sounds delicious, but how far in advance should we eat before we exercise?
You want to try to eat about 1 to 2 hours before working out. If you eat too close to exercise, you can get stomach cramps, and you're most likely to feel pretty sluggish while you're working out.
That's no good, but what if you don't have any time before you exercise?
Well, if you don't have time, you still want to eat something. So research has shown that eating anything before exercise rather than working out in a fasted state, you'll really increase your performance. So even if it's something small like an apple or a cup of juice, it's better, it'll give you more energy than working out on an empty stomach.
Oh, great. So what about during exercise?
Yeah, so during exercise, you really want to focus on staying hydrated to prevent injury and dehydration. So symptoms of dehydration include headaches, muscle cramps, fatigue, anything really. It's really important to prevent this. So even when you're thirsty, this means you're usually already dehydrated. So the Academy of Nutrition Dietetics recommends about 4 to 8 ounces of water every 15 minutes during exercise so that you're staying hydrated.
Great, so we learned about what to do before and what to do during exercise, but what about afterwards?
Alright, so after exercise, you want to try to eat within 30 minutes because if you wait too long or if you don't have enough calories after you exercise, you're prone to injury and muscle fatigue. So the Academy of Nutrition Dietetics recommends a ratio of 3 to 1 of carbohydrates to protein. So the carbohydrates are really important to really increase your muscle glycogen, restore it from exercise, and then protein you really need to rebuild your muscle from damaged muscle tissue.
Great, so you mentioned a 3 to 1 ratio. What kind of snacks would fit under that?
Yeah, so a 3 to 1 ratio. Some snacks include whole wheat pita with hummus. You can have a sandwich with turkey and avocado, or my all-time favorite here is we have whole wheat bread with bananas and peanut butter. They all have a 3 to 1 ratio of carbohydrates to protein, so they're really great.
Well, great. So can we do a quick wrap-up of what we've learned?
Yeah, sure. So before you work out, you want to focus on simple carbohydrates to give you some sustained energy during your workout. While you're working out, you want to stay hydrated with 4 to 8 ounces of water every 15 minutes. After exercise, you want to get a ratio of carbohydrates to protein within 30 minutes of working out so that you can really restore your muscle.
Well, great. Thank you so much. I'm sure I learned a lot.
Great. Well, thank you for having me.